yeah, so before I made my journey down to the Gold Coast today, I lubed my chain and I checked my tyre pressure, which they were down, so I'm glad I did. But it's really annoying, right, because the closest fuel station, you know that fuel station that I go to in my fueling up videos? Roadkill. I went to that fuel station, right, and where I live is kind of known as a bit of a rough area. So I went to this fuel station to check my tyre pressure, right, and the actual gauge, they keep the gauge behind the counter. And when you go and get it, you have to leave either your driver's license or your keys, right, because they're scared that someone's going to steal the air pressure gauge. Right? So I go in there, I give him my bike keys and he gives me the gauge, and then I go out and I plug the gauge into the air hose that's there, and it won't clip on properly, and I plug it on. Hey, there's another bike. He's lane splitting. It kind of makes me want to lane split. Yeah, so anyway, I plug it into the hose and it's like really loose and you can hear the air coming out like, you know, and it's just not working and shit. There I go again, and shit. So it's not working and it really pissed me off. So anyway, I went back in, I gave it to him. I didn't bother telling him because he was like just a guy that, he sort of had that, you know, I'm only here for the money, I don't really give a shit sort of look to him. So I didn't want to say, oh, excuse me, mate, you know, the air pressure hose doesn't actually work. Because he'd just say, look, mate, I'm just here for the money, I don't really give a shit. So I just gave it back to him. God, I wish I was a kid, I'd go play on that. That looks awesome. So I gave it back to him and I went to the next fuel station, right? Which is actually the fuel station that I went to in my how to check your tyre pressure fuel station, and that gauge was out of order. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? What, am I just not supposed to check my tyre pressure? Murphy, remember Murphy's Law? Murphy's a friend of mine, remember this, right? And then I do a U-turn because there's a fuel station across the street, thank God. I feel like I need to start going back. Anyway, do you like the scooter? So anyway, I finally do a U-turn. It's a 7-Eleven fuel station, and their gauge works, and I was all happy, and then I rode down, I hopped on the freeway and I rode down to the Gold Coast, and my bike was loving it. I mean, I was sitting on about 10 grand revs the whole way, which is about probably 120 kilometers an hour. And it was just like, yeah, and I was loving it. And then when I came off the freeway, you know, like back to 60 kilometer speed limits, I felt like I was going really slow. You know when you're on the freeway for a long time, and then when you get off back into the streets, you just feel like you're going really slow. You know, like you almost want to do 100 through the streets because 60 is just too slow. It's weird. And my hands, like that, like the vibrations of being on like 10 grand revs for like half an hour. When I slowed back down, my hands felt really weird from, you know, vibrating for so long. Which is sort of like when you mow the lawn. You know when you mow the lawn and then when you turn off the lawnmower, your hands feel weird? And the one thing about my helmet, I love my helmet. It cost me about 800 bucks. It's an Arai Vector? It sounds like... I don't know what's wrong with me. It's an Arai Vector, and it's an awesome helmet, man. And it has like, it has all these air vents, right? It has like 2 on the actual top of the helmet. It has like 2 on the top of the visor, and then it has 1 here, right in front of my mouth. And it's awesome aeration, but the one thing I find with the air vent here, where my mouth is if I have it open and I'm riding along, especially like on the freeway, it'll like dry out my lips and my lips get all chapped and I get really dry lips. So usually I have my mouth air vent shut because it just cracks my lips. So Arai, if you're watching, maybe, I don't know, move the mouth air vent. God, I'm like a girl. I'm supposed to be this hard motorcycle vlogger and I'm worrying about chapped lips. What a sissy. What's this guy got? The Kawasaki ZZR 1200, I think it said. Let's watch him take off. So officially, I don't know how many videos my cruise through Gold Coast is actually going to be, but I'm going to say it now. They are the most boring videos I've done, and if you've watched them, then alright, then that'll make me feel good about myself. That will make me feel good. Yeah, I got something wrong with me for sure.